Welcome to the Trapidemics channel. I'm back at it again today with another video. As you see in the title, we got Matan, the young kid, questioning, grilling, schooling Larry Wills on his own relationship and his marriage. Larry Wills has been making his round in the algorithm, and a lot of people have been able to see and get an inside look into his marriage. Larry Wills makes a lot of money. He's been extremely successful man, but a lot of people are finding holes in the way that his wife acts around him. And when you stream in real life, this is the problem. You can't clip a lot of things out. So she's slipping up, she's getting exposed, and Matan on this video grills the heck out of Larry Wills. So let's get into this. I'm gonna play this clip for you guys right now.
Why do you think so many people are criticizing your relationship? What's so bad about a girl marrying a man because he has a lot of money?
I've been trying to figure that out for myself. I have standards as she does, and it's funny they call her a gold digger, but so am I. I like gold. Who doesn't like gold? And she wants
Yeah.
someone that can provide, and I'm stepping up to the plate. I like to do that for my woman.
And you have to understand from her perspective, you're a gold digger, but in a literal way, you're digging for gold. She's a gold digger in a metaphorical way because she doesn't have to do any work for it. I think that's why she gets some criticism, but I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. And it makes sense why she chose you because she was able to manipulate you very easily.
Well, I think she does plenty for me. She cooks, cleans, and she's going to be the mother of my children as well. So is that nothing to you? Is that doing nothing? Is that no contribution?
All right. So immediately we're seeing, like I said earlier, the disconnect between these generations. You have a Gen Z kid and you have a millennial. Larry being in his mid to upper 30s. This kid, I don't even think he's 18 years old. And Larry's saying that my wife, she offers me things. She cooks, she cleans, she's going to be the mother of my children. This kid over here is saying, like, listen, she's using you for money. It's not, she doesn't offer anything, she doesn't bring anything to the table. So there's two different perspectives that we already see here, and I think it's just because of the generational gap.
I think she's doing it in bad faith, though. You know what I mean? It's like just because a gold digger is going to do wifely things doesn't mean they're doing it because they like you. She's doing it because you have a lot of money.
And she's also a very attractive woman that can be with a lot of different men that have a lot of money. And if I didn't have said money, status, and whatever else, I wouldn't have been able to pull her, right?
Yeah, probably not, because not that you're not necessarily able to pull her because she's so above your league. You wouldn't be able to pull her without money and status because she's only going to be with somebody with money and status.
See, now some men view things differently. Like a guy like Larry Wills, he's pretty much saying, like, listen, if I didn't have this money, if I didn't have this status, if I didn't have what I have with the ability to provide, she wouldn't be with me. And he's okay with that. But the kid is pretty much saying, like, that's the problem. She doesn't like you for you. She only likes you for what you can do for her, the lifestyle that you can provide for her. You being a famous person, she being attached to you, that gives her a level up as well because she's into social media as well. Her social media has grew astronomically since going viral with Larry Wills lately.
Because she has as many interests as that white wall over there.
Sure, of course. And that's the opinion of many on the internet. And I believe to attract a woman of her stature, young, 10 out of 10, beautiful, intelligent, you need to bring something to the table, right? When I didn't have money and status, a woman like her just wasn't even.
You ever heard the saying that, like, you know, some rich people, they won't go around, like the real rich people, they don't go around with chains and stuff?
Sure.
It's because they want to avoid like those Dubai type of people. They don't want those people coming up to them, I would say. And you clearly aren't wearing a chain or anything, but I feel like that's kind of who that type of person is, right?
Who? I'm that type of person, or she is?
She is.
What's that kind of person?
Well, I'm saying you couldn't have got with her if you didn't have status and money, but I'm saying then you probably shouldn't have got with her. That should have been the signal that you don't get with that person if they're only with.
That's a great point. The kid has a great point. I find myself confused a lot of times when a lot of these celebrities or a lot of these guys that we see come up into the social media space or even athletes, they end up always going for the woman who was never looking for them, never checking for them, or would never have ever considered them unless they had the money. So it's like you hear rappers say it all the time. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. She's all on me. Tupac even said it himself. He said he was surprised. He said 1 year ago I was standing in the club. Nobody said a word to me. He couldn't get a number. A year later, after he did Poetic Justice, Oh, he's so gorgeous. He's this. He's so cute. Oh, he's adorable. Same thing with the kid is trying to explain to Larry. It's like, dude, listen, when you have the money, you have the status, you're clearly not a bad guy. You're a disciplined person. We've watched you all your career on the internet. You could have easily gone for a girl who didn't even know who you were. And you could just be rocking out with a girl who likes you for who you are. But you went to Dubai, of all places, to get a wife.
You for your status and money.
But what is the problem with her looking for a man that has money and stats that can provide for her the lifestyle that she wants?
Those are the same expectations of like a pro. I feel like you have to, not that she is one, I'm saying, of course not. You have to have the actual standards about the personality and stuff, right?
Yeah, and she has that as well, right?
But
And
that's not what you mentioned. You said status and money.
yeah, that's first and foremost,
Yeah.
right?
That's a
That gets,
problem.
that allows me the opportunity to even get in the door with her, right? But the personality is obviously a big part of it because she's had, look, I wish I can show her DMs. She has DMs.
This is like when, those talking points in the red pill community, this is when those points count. When you need to understand that it sounds funny to say, but in this instance, Larry, you are the prize. There is no you talking about, well, I had to get money and status to even get to approach this girl. My friend, this girl is just a Dubai beautiful woman that just, you know what they do over there. You're the one with the status. You're the one who earned the money. You're the one who is world famous, who's achieved all these things. She needs to do something to get next to you, technically. You don't really need to do anything to get next to her, but you don't see yourself in that light.
From countless men with money and status. Like a woman with her stature
Rewind
doesn't
that
have
real
a
quick.
problem from countless men, which is obviously a big part of it because she's had, look, I wish I can show her DMs. She has DMs from countless men with money and status. Like a woman with her stature doesn't have a problem finding a man that can provide for her, right? Like there's no shortage of men, especially in Dubai where I met her, with money and status. There are men much richer than I that have tried to be with her that failed, right? So it's just the game I'm playing.
Yeah, I guess it's like a trade, though. They maybe are less easily manipulated, and also maybe they aren't famous. And maybe
You see how this kid is just like seeing straight through the bull crap that Larry's saying. It's kind of like there's a huge disconnect that Larry doesn't get. And that's why I appreciate these Gen Z young kids because they're being exposed to all the social media, everything that women put out there online. They're able to see all of this stuff and be exposed to it. So they can pinpoint and they're able to redirect, like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I have the money and status, but she only wants me just for that.
they're like very old.
Is that what you think?
And Larry says she had the opportunity to be with men with money and status and things like that. And the kid's like, yeah, well, it's probably she didn't do that because then maybe they were old and
There are
they
countless
weren't famous
athletes
like
that
you.
have been after her
Countless
that have
Dubai
failed.
athletes, are they even able to be athletes? I feel like
She's been in America now.
I
for
feel like it's
2
more
years,
likely
so.
that a person in Dubai has legs growing out of their ears than they become athletic.
Well, not just in Dubai, but here in America. She's been here for 2 years, and there's been countless athletes here in America that have been try to be with her.
Okay. Since you're black and your wife is white, what are some mixed appropriate names you might choose? Electa.
All right. So clearly Larry Wills is having a problem understanding where this kid's coming from. Um, Let me get into another clip because now clavicular, interesting to say, he is as arrogant as this kid is. He actually approached with Larry Wills on stream and same situation, explaining to Larry what is pretty much obvious to everybody else. Let's get into the clip.
And, like I said before, it seems like you love your wife so much that sometimes you're not willing to put your foot down and say things that you don't like. I think you're so worried about losing her sometimes that you're sort of losing yourself.
Mm.
I think you're also looking into stuff from your perspective, how you would. I don't think you really look at things objectively. This of us
Or
as
just even the
humans
fact
is
that
like
she
we're
answered
different.
the question on your behalf. I mean, that was like an
No. I
extremely
was
like
just saying, like
directed question towards you. And, like I said before, it seems like there's some sort of manipulation sometimes, her sort of telling you how you feel. When I was asking you, like, genuinely, could this be it? So like, you don't even have to answer the question. It's just something to keep on your mind.
So Clavicular is asking Larry a question. I really didn't hear the question, but in the midst of that question, supposed to be answered by Larry, his wife just cuts in and like answers it for him. And Clavicular's like, listen, you see how I asked you something personal about yourself, how you view, feel, and she answers it. That's part of the problem. You're being manipulated in real time. You just don't see it. It's sad. So in this clip, um, she's talking about how she will take a man that is ugly. She's trying to prove that she's not a gold digger, pretty much. So she's like, "Oh, I'll mess with a man. I would marry a man who's ugly and doesn't have money and doesn't cheat and things like that." So it's pretty interesting. My apologies. That was Geico calling me real quick. I had to take that. But let's get into this next clip. Like I said, she's talking about what she would marry, a man who doesn't cheat. Just check out the interesting manipulation here.
I'll take an ugly guy that does not cheat, obviously with financial security.
Just from the context that you said that in, like, that can be taken as like you saying that about Larry.
I'll take an ugly guy that does not cheat, obviously with financial security.
I'll take a guy who's ugly and who does not cheat, but has financial security. And Clavicular said, well, pretty much you just described your husband. I'm not judging anybody. I don't judge men. But you called Larry ugly, doesn't cheat, but can financially provide. So this is where we're at with Larry's wife. The chronicles continue. I think I have one more clip about this. All right, we have Larry Wills again and his wife, this time with Aiden Ross. Um, let's just check this clip out real quick. He's asking her, would she have married Larry if he didn't have any money? And of course, we know the answer.
6 years ago,
Yeah.
if he had no money, would you have gone with him?
No,
Why?
because why would I? If you are 28, I was 28 when I met him. Like, I want to settle down. I want somebody who offers me financial security, stability.
Okay, so if he was making 10K a month when you first met him, that's good enough.
No,
Huh?
no, I was making that much money. Why would I have be somebody who's like, huh?
Were you making that much money or were you being given that much money?
Wait, whoa,
guys
whoa,
gotta
whoa,
boss
whoa,
it together.
whoa. Wait, how do you feel about that?
What's that?
What you just said.
I mean, look, if you can't afford the maintenance, go get the car.
Okay, but
If you can't afford the maintenance, don't get the car. See, there are men like this out here, and I'm telling you, there are women. They hear a statement like that. Ooh, he's talking, but it's like, brother, why?
but you're saying tomorrow if he went broke,
I would not leave him because I know he has the ability to make the money.
what if he can never make the money ever again? If he goes to jail tomorrow, for example, goes to jail for some random shit, he'll be out in 10 years. Are you holding it down?
Damn, I am.
No, she's not.
Okay. 6
She's not holding you down for 10 years, 10 minutes, 10 months, 10 days, Larry. You need to understand that, brother. You have been duped. You have been manipulated. You guys know those situations where it's like, we got one, we got one type of thing. Like, Larry is, we got one. He's visibly being cucked. He's visibly being used. And since he looks at it as like, well, I have the money, I have the status, it's not really a problem for me to afford these things. That's how he views it. So there's always two sides to a coin. Like, is he wrong for viewing it like that? And are we wrong for criticizing him like that? Even though from the outside looking in, we can clearly tell. It's like, bro, she's definitely a gold digger, bro. Like, she probably doesn't love you. But for some men, as big as he is, as much status as he has, he's still not have that confidence within himself that where he believes in himself. Whereas a lesser man of finance and status, he wouldn't some of us wouldn't even tolerate this type of disrespect. But on the other hand, like, well, you wouldn't even have a woman like that. There are rich men who intentionally parade themselves as average men because they know that once it's exposed that they have this finance or status, most people only approach them just for that. So, last clip about Larry, this guy just needs to figure it out, man. Let's get into this last clip. Let me expand it. Hit the volume for y'all. And let's go.
Like, what's that look down when you break it? What's it look like when you break it down?
Shopping.
How much do I spend monthly? How much do we spend monthly? Good question. For me, I mean, between food, recovery, gym membership, which I don't have because I have my own gym, supplements, it's like I'd say under $5,000 a month.
Okay. So let's break this down. They asked Larry and his wife, how much do you spend a month? Like, what's your overhead for the month? Now, Larry, multimillionaire, millions of followers, extremely successful power lifter, extremely successful bodybuilder, personal trainer, personality. His overhead, he said, from supplements to gym memberships, he has his own gym in his house, to from his home to his clothing to his physical maintenance, haircuts, things like that. He's saying 5 bands a month. That's about the overhead of a success, not a rich man in America, but if you're making a decent amount of money, that's not too crazy for someone of his financial status. So take that into note. A multimillionaire with a multi-million-dollar brand who's extremely famous, his overhead is $5,000 a month. Now let's see what his wife's overhead is. What does she have to say about her spending? And of course, it's his money, so just keep that in mind too.
Yeah. For me, 50K.
Wait.
Yeah. For me, 50K.
$5,000 a month.
Yeah. For me, 50K.
For me, 50K. That's what she said. So his is $5,000 a month. She spends 50K a month.
What goes into that 50K though? Like, what's that look down when you break it? What's it look like when you break it down?
Shopping, food, a lot of shopping, some more shopping, some treatments, and yeah. Thank you.
Larry, it's clear, bro. Look at your face. It's clear why she married you, bro. It's clear why she got with you. You're a simple man. I mentioned all these things that you have going for you, and you're financially smart for yourself. Your overhead is $5,000 a month, and you're making all this money streaming. She does nothing but be your wife, and she spends 50,000 of your money for what? She said food, shopping. She said that like 5 times. Treatments, and that's it. So she gets masks, probably those full body massages, Nuru massages, 50K a month. She was looking for somebody to do this with, to marry her, who makes this amount of money and is okay with it. And Sir Larry, you are him. Okay. Trapidemics channel, y'all. I really appreciate everybody watching. These videos like this, they're kind of like, it's depressing. Look at these guys. We look up to them. But when they expose their true lives, it's like, never meet your heroes. So let me know what you guys think. Much appreciated for tuning in. And I'll be back again with another one. I'm out of here.